Nearly 1/3 of all women in America report being physically or sexually abused by a husband or boyfriend at some point in their lives. Not all victims of abuse survive to tell their stories. These 3 women were killed. Their stories are told by the loved ones who were left behind.
Remember my name. Remember my name. Remember my name.
Rhonda was a very outgoing person. She's always laughing, making people laugh. She full of life, loved her kids tremendously. I looked up to her. She was my big sister, you know. Well, me and Rhonda were 2 years apart, and like typical sisters, you know. We slept in the same bed together as little girls, and of course, throw my leg over and she'd punch me, get your leg off of me, you know, just normal kid stuff. But, you know, as we got older, young adults, we became close.
Rhonda Fleming was a divorced mother of 4 when she met and married William L. Snipes. On May 23, 2003, as she left work, Snipes attacked and killed his wife.
I didn't like him from the first day I met him. She brought him home and introduced him, and he was riding a motorcycle and had on his leather and stuff, and I didn't like him. First couple months, it wasn't abuse, it was him trying to keep her away from us and not letting her go places and stuff, and then it got worse and worse. And when she would tell anybody or go see anybody and tell them, he'd get even madder. And every time she'd get away, he'd hunt her down, find out where she was at, call her, ride by.
I only met him twice. The first time I met him was a Christmas there. Because once they got together, Rhonda didn't come around the family as often. She was sort of estranged, and I think it had a lot to do with abuse that was going on. And then the second time I met him, I was actually removing her from the home because he had severely abused her. Not much introduction with him. Law enforcement had been involved with their relationship almost from the beginning. It was a cycle, kept repeating itself and getting worse, more violent each time.
Police reports show that Rhonda Fleming endured numerous physical attacks. She would call for help, flee to safety, but ultimately return.
Do his little plead, I love you, and we need to be
Cry.
together, and I plead with her and play on her heartstrings to get her to come back. She said she loved him, and she wanted to believe him, which most women in that situation want to believe. She had only been back a short period of time. He had broken her jaw a few weeks earlier. We got a phone call from him. He had been drinking and said that they were into it again, and we needed to come get her. So my mother and I went over there to the home, and she was in bed asleep, and went into the bedroom and said, Rhonda, you need to get your stuff. You need to leave here. And she said, what are you talking about? I said, well, Bill's called and said y'all are fighting again, and you really need to, you don't need this. Life's too short to put up with a man that's going to be like that. You need to get out. And I told her, I said, I'm not going to take no for an answer. You're going to come with us. And my mother reiterated the same thing. You're coming with us. Get what you need, and you come in with us. You're not going to stay here any longer. So she left that night. Didn't go back that time. And the harassment started immediately. You know, the next day the phone calls were coming in, and trying to talk to Rhonda. And she would talk to him, and they'd go back and forth, and I'd be leaving to go to work, and I'd say, Rhonda, just hang up the phone. You don't need to do that, just hang up the phone. But, sorry. But, we'd sit up in bed at night and we would talk about what she was going through, you know, and how much she missed him. And I'd remind her, he broke your jaw, Rhonda. You know, it's escalated. It's not just a small smack now. You know, he is violently abusing you now. You don't need to go back to that. I don't care how much you love him. So she went over there one day to get her clothes and a lot of her belongings out of the house. And of course, when she went in, he started abusing her right away. And she ran out of the house.
Leave me alone!
He came out with a gun at that time. She ran to the neighbor's house, and he took off with her car and stole it that day. About a week, 2 weeks later, he torched the car. He had 3 warrants against him, and he was on the run, but he was still constantly calling. Evidently, he had found out where she was living at, and of course, through that, followed her, as all we can surmise, for him to have known where she was working at now. And per the report, he parked his bike a good half mile away. And when she came out, he jumped over the guardrail, ambushed her. And then he proceeded to shoot her 3 times. He ran, got on his bike, and there was a local bar in Simpsonville that they hung out together. Went and signed himself in and sat and had a drink. The family, we did flyers with his face plastered on it, wanted in questioning for a murder, and also that there were warrants against him. We pretty much went everywhere that we felt that he would be, that someone might spot him and turn him in. I went to the biking community. I went to a HOG meeting and I handed out 150 flyers. And a lot of the members knew my sister, and they were shocked that, you know, she was dead. And ultimately they had an anonymous tip. The FBI came in on them in the middle of the night. They rushed the house, and they said by the time they got to the back bedroom, he had took the gun and shot himself in the back of the head. Rhonda had 4 children. At the time of the murder, she had a 21-year-old. Her youngest was almost 8. A 19-year-old, Jennifer, almost 19. She had a 13-year-old son, Travis. She loved her children. They lit up when she was around. She had a granddaughter at the time, 2 of them actually.
She died 6 days before my daughter's 2nd birthday. Really ain't faced it, it's still so hard.
Rhonda Fleming was shot in Pickens County. Although warrants were enforced in Greenville County, where the couple had lived together, Neither Pickens County, where Rhonda was killed, nor Anderson County, where Bill had been hiding out prior to the shooting, enforced those warrants.
The whole family was shocked. You never think someone's going to do such a violent act, even though the violence has been going on and escalating, but you never really think that someone's going to do that. It was sort of surreal, like, this is not happening to our family.
I'm never gonna be all right with it, Can't be all right because she can't come back. And the person Vita was, she never will hurt, anything, I never know her to get in a fight, argument, or anything, never. Start anything, she was just too nice of a girl. Too nice, too quiet, she didn't bother anybody. And that night she got killed, she wasn't bothered, she was in her bed asleep. She wasn't bothering anybody. Hurts.
Davetta Roseboro, age 32, a divorced mother of 3 young children, was shot and killed July 21st, 2003. All 3 children witnessed her death. Her ex-boyfriend, Sherman DeWalt, has been charged with her murder.
Davetta was a nice, sweet, kind girl. Quiet, but she was outgoing. She liked to laugh and giggle a lot, but most of all, she didn't talk a lot. We did go to school together. She rode my bus when I drove a school bus. But me and Vita, well, we was real tight when we was younger.
She's one of the sweetest girls you ever wanted to meet. Anytime I asked her to do anything for me, asked her to borrow something from me, she was as free heart and open hearted as she can be. You never say now time she wouldn't do nothing for you. That was the type of person she was. She's gonna be missed. Definitely be missed.
I didn't know a lot of things, that was going on. But my nephew and niece did, but they never did say anything to me. A lot of friends knew, but, after Vita got murdered, they said, well, we want to call you, Vic, but Vita told us don't call you. I was like, I don't need to know it now. I mean, it's no good to me now.
We had not the slightest idea that was being taken place. After this incident happened to her, then her friends come up, and then they tell us all these things, different incidents, different occasions that had happened to her, and we were shocked. I mean, we were just natural born shocked. But like I say, Davetta was a quiet young lady. She tended her own business, didn't get in nobody else's business. She minded her own.
Yet, the signs were there.
She had a blue spot on the side of her face. And Tammy asked her, what happened to you? What's your face? She told Tammy she had walked into the door. But Tammy said he wasn't walking into no door.
On another occasion, there had been an attempt to run Davetta off the road.
He had tried to run off the road and all this stuff, and how scared she was, and how she ducked cars and all. Cars like, just God was with her not getting killed in the car wreck, and she made it.
She said she was doing about 8 or 9.
I went to work about 3:30 that morning, and all that fall, and I checked around her house, and wasn't nobody there.
He kicked the door away, snatched the front screen door off, and he kicked the front door in, which was double bolted.
As she lay sleeping with her youngest child in bed beside her, Davetta Roseboro was abruptly awakened by her killer.
So, this guy kicked in 3 doors. Dude put the gun on and made Leroy get in the corner. He wouldn't let any kids leave or use the phones. And then he was trying to tell my sister to get up. And my sister said, I'm not getting up out of the bed. And so he kept telling my sister to get up. And he said, well, I told you I was gonna get you. So my nephew said when Vita sat up, he shot the gun. I don't know why he killed Vita. I don't think he knew why he killed Vita.
Here's some banging on the door. I ran to the door. I jumped up and ran to the door. And all 3 of them, Grandma. I opened the door. I said, what? Sherman shot my mama. I said, what?
My girlfriend was hollering and said, Vic, your mama said Vita got shot. Sherman shot Vita. And I was like, what you talking about? Then she kept hollering and I jumped up and got the phone. My mama told me to rush out there, so I just got up and got in my car as fast as I could. And when I got outside, I couldn't even see my car in the yard. And then When my brother came to the door, he was crying. I knew something then. I knew something was wrong. Because my brother, I never seen him cry in my life. And he was crying. I knew something was wrong then. And I don't know, things has changed right then.
For the Banks family, there has been no resolution. Sherman DeWalt is still lodged in the Fairfield County Jail. Although charged with murder and first-degree burglary, he has yet to be brought to trial.
We don't want her death to be in vain. We want her death to be known nationwide or worldwide that America do have a serious problem with criminal domestic violence.
All men are different. I just can't see myself put my hand on a woman because my sister was murdered, not just because my sister was murdered, you know, just a woman, period, because, you know, you might have a daughter, you don't want a man abusing your daughter. You got a mother, you don't want a man abusing your mother. You know, when you look at women, they you know, that's where we come from. A woman buried us, you know. I can't see any violence toward women, period.
The groom cuts the cake, the groom cuts the cake. I want to carry the groom cuts the cake.
At Barbara Warren's home in Asheville, North Carolina, family gatherings are filled with the sounds of laughter and camaraderie.
She did like this. She just did like this when she was a little girl.
And sometimes sadness, as they fondly recall the daughter who is no longer there. Marva Grayson died a tragic death after being set aflame by her husband.
Say she loved him, and she was going to stay there. She never stayed. They were fighting anything, but I knew it through Jessica. She would call me every weekend and tell me this. But when I asked her, oh, we fine. She was just a friendly child. She was real friendly. Never see nobody that she didn't like. And she grew up, and then she finished high school. She was a cheerleader. She was a sweet girl. She wasn't a bad person. She was just sweet to me. That was my baby.
Marva was grown with 2 children when she met Dean Grayson.
So she met this guy at the VA hospital, and she brought him over here. I met him. I really didn't like him, to tell the truth. But I didn't know him. But something about him just didn't click with me. So she got married right here, out in the front yard. And all her people came to the wedding. His people didn't come, but all her people came to the wedding. And we had a nice little wedding out there, and her friends gave her a reception. She had it right here at the house. It was working okay here, but they went to South Carolina. And that's when I think everything started, being whatever.
How do you feel about being Miss Grayson?
I feel good.
Why you ain't smiling, man? What's up with that, man? You frightened or something? So you frightened or something? What are you, being abused or something? What's the story? I'm abusing you?
Yes, you do abuse me.
How do I abuse you?
By making me happy.
Jessica would call me. She'd say, Granny, I said, what? She said, Dean is beating Mama every Saturday night. And she said, please don't tell Mama. Please don't tell Mama, I'm telling you this. She said, and also, he killed my rabbit. He killed her rabbit. And then he killed the cat.
For reasons unknown, Marva continued to conceal her marital difficulties from her family.
She wanted marriage to work. And she know we would have came there and did something that she would have regretted. If somebody beating on your own people. Cause I know definitely why she didn't want to tell me. Cause I'd have been there.
But I don't know why she didn't want us to come down there and get her and bring her home out of that situation. The last time I talked to her on the phone down there in Columbia, so I said, Marva, I heard something about you and Jean. I want to know, do you want to come home? This was on a Friday before it happened. I said, I want to know if you want to come home. I'm coming down there and pick you up. Where's the kids? She said, at school. I said, I'll come before he get there and I'll just bring you on back home. She said, oh no, we gonna make it. We're fine.
Gruesome evidence would later reveal what appeared to have been a planned attempt on Marva's life.
The girl next door had told us that when they went in the house, he had took kerosene and he put it all around the bed, all in the toy box, the carpet and everything, because he was gonna burn he thought everybody was in, he was gonna burn the whole house down. And then when she wasn't there, he had went there to get her.
At some point, Dean Grayson caught up with his wife. They began arguing, and they continued arguing as they drove around in the car with her son, Terrell.
Then they had ran out of gas, and they pushed the car to the gas station. He had tied Tyrell to the steering wheel, and they was arguing. Then he took the hose and, put the hose. He had bought this little can to put gas in, and he threw that on her, and then he took a lighter and lit her.
Sunday morning, I got a telephone call. They told me to get down there. And they say, just don't stop in Columbia, just go straight on to Augusta. We got to Augusta, and I walked in the hospital. The doctor said that the doctor told me that she wouldn't make it overnight. But I believe in prayer. And we began to pray, and my friends in my church. And she did live 1 month. She never did come to. They kept her, doped up because she was burned so bad. And the only thing that was out, that wasn't burned on her body, was her feet, her toes.
I was devastated. I was shocked. I was like, I thought it was just like, like a little burn or something like that. I didn't know that she had got burnt up because, she looked like a monster. She was covered from her head to her toe with bandages. Only way we knew her was her toes. That's the only way we knew.
Oh, you don't know. I was trying to be strong for her. It was hard. And my reaction was, I didn't know who did it. At first I didn't. Then I found out Dean did it. Oh my God.
Perhaps the greatest impact has been felt by the 2 children Marva left behind, Jessica.
I have seen a change in her. She's so rebellious against people.
And Terrell, the 10-year-old son who witnessed his mother being burnt.
Tyrell just told me that he was tied with a coat hanger to the stern wheel. And when Dean started throwing gas on his mother, he was trying to get her loose. And when he threw the match on, he got her loose.
Suffering delusions and severe acting out behavior, Terrell was eventually removed from the family and placed in a group home in Monroe, North Carolina.
His stepbrother, he choked him in his sleep. He tried to kill him. And so we had to send him back to Monroe. And that's a group home. where he could be, you know. So he said, well, I want to come back to my granny's house. But they said he couldn't come back because they was afraid something might happen in his head, and he might come downstairs and do something to me.
Does he ever talk about his mother?
Sometimes, not often. He just said he miss her. He miss his mama. He said he wanted his mama home, come back. I don't know why she wanted to stay there with him, and he beat her. She said she loved him, and that's the craziest love I ever seen.
Remember my name, 'cause I can't right now. Remember myself, I'm trying. Darkness can grow if you let some things go.